Yeah, boy, and we are back. Let's go. Oh, I didn't have a hero mode when I picked my save file. I think you have to unlock hero mode. I don't know. I might have considered hero mode if I saw it. I don't think I saw the option. I feel like I didn't see the option. Yeah, I feel like I did not see the option to choose. Maybe it was there, but I just missed it, but... So no, I think we're playing at regular mode here. All right, we're locked in. Thank you, Sweet D, for the tier 2 for 16 months, man. Thank you, dude. Yo, what up, Jupy-san? Good morning. All right, a little bit of a reset here. Hope everyone's feeling all right out there. I'd love to hear from you this Saturday morning. Good morning. We had to cut community game morning short, but we're back for The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and we have 2 dungeons left. 2 dungeons left to go. And I'm excited. This game is fun, man. Let's go ahead and lock in for some more of this beautiful game today. Last where we left our hero, we did a bunch of exploring, and then we finished up. We did a bunch of exploring, and then we finished up. Two dungeons. The water temple, essentially, and then one other. What was the other temple we did? I thought there was a warp around town. There it is. There it is. That's what we were looking for there. No, we're not 100%ing. We're just gonna have fun. Oh, nice. That's how you get into this house. How in Hyrule did you get in here? My door is locked, Link. Well, never mind. I'm actually glad you popped in. I was just admiring my new dress. What do you think of it? Glamorous, isn't it? Oh, you're too kind. Very sweet of you. So here, take this as thanks. Sick. I'll leave the door open, so you're welcome to pop in and out as much as you please. Oh, thanks. Sick. Dude, I was wondering how you got into that lady's house. Nice. And we got a smooch to boot. And we got a smooch to boot. Storming something fierce here. Oh. Reading Brook, stay safe. Nice. Classic little cave from the original Zelda Link to the Past. Zelda time, that's right, Johnny Walker, baby. All right, we could finally go through this because we did the desert. Yeah, we did the desert and the water temple, and the desert allowed us to finally get the power gauntlets, which I believe are needed in order to get into Skull Woods. I believe we needed this to get into Skull Woods, so... This as in the gauntlets, like specifically talking about the gauntlets. Bam, 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 bam. Give me just a second, sir. Doop doop doo doop doop doo 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 doo. Okay. Do 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 do. Why is she looking at the ceiling? Nowhere else to look. No other piece, like when your baby's napping. I believe it. Oh, I was here for my hammer. What you said? You say this finale would be a PM stream? I said it would be in the afternoon. Yeah, the afternoon after we did Mario Party Jamboree. Our Mario Party. However, Mario Party got canceled early because we were having internet issues. So instead of playing maybe in like an hour or two, we're playing now. But yeah, I said it would be the afternoon yesterday. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. I'd like to get that heart piece if I can. Do, do, do. Oh, I see. Sneaky. Sneaky. I was right. Oh yeah, you were for sure. Yeah, we just things got a little bit mixed up. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Pineapple Flow? Bum 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 bum. All right, I think we go down here, and then we go around. I'm looking for one more master ore for another upgrade to our weapons, which would be really nice. Going this way, going back up. Goonies 2 is in the works. Goonies 2 is in the works? Another Goonies movie? Shut up. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Cat jams in the chat. Cat jams in the chat. Cat jams, cat jams, cat jams. All right, we finally got in here. I was trying to get in here for so long, dude. Turns out I needed the power gauntlets the whole time. Sounds like we needed, or turns out we needed the power gauntlets the whole time. All right, let's see what secrets are over here. Where's this take us? Actually, no, we didn't. We did not need the power gauntlets. We just needed to go through this entrance. Wow. Never mind. I think I was wrong. We could have been here the whole time. Let's go. You didn't like the Goonies as an adult, really? It's a goofy movie. Ah! Oh, the hand scared the frick out of me. I forgot about the hands in this dungeon. Oh, I hate this dungeon. Oh, I hate this dungeon. Here we go, everyone. The Skull Woods, baby. This is such an iconic A Link to the Past dungeon, man. Here we go, dude. So if the hand grabs me, it sends me back to the start of the dungeon. So it's real obnoxious. It's real obnoxious. Missing out on the nostalgia from the Goonie. I'm so sorry. Yeah. There's a lot of movies like that, I imagine, right? What's a movie that you all think is only good if you saw it as a kid? What's a movie that you think is only good if you saw it as a kid? I bet you there's a ton of movies like that. Okay, we gotta light all the torches. Saw The Matrix for the first time as an adult. I wasn't impressed. Matrix is a good answer because I feel like if you didn't see The Matrix when it was released, so Matrix was timeless, is timeless because, so like to explain The Matrix to somebody Matrix illiterate, like not in a bad way, The Matrix was a phenomenon because it was the first of its kind. It's like Ocarina of Time. It's like 3D Mario, right? It's like Mario 64. So like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because The Matrix was really just like super iconic because it was like the first of its kind. Like when it released, it was like this super epic moment in cinema like history, right? It was just like we had never seen anything like that before. So yeah, like it makes a ton of sense that Matrix would not hit the same new in like 2026. You'd be like, this is stupid. Yeah. Like that's a really good answer. Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I could see that. What's up, Sith Angel? We just get a raid. Thank you, Raiders. What up, Sith? Let me get you a shout out here. Thanks for the raid, dude. Thanks for the raid. We all doing some Pal World? Some Pal World? Y'all Pal World? I'm starting to get the Pal World itch bad. I'm starting to get it bad. Yo, what up, Brick Monster? You think so? You think Star Wars is not good unless you were a kid? I agree with that. I guess I could see the original trio of Star Wars movies not being as good as if you didn't watch them in like the 90s, 2000s or earlier. I can see that. You know what I don't agree with though would be Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings is timeless, and I think Lord of the Rings could be enjoyed no matter when you get into it. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know that's a random comment, but I just want to throw that out there. That since we're bringing up Star Wars, I want to just throw out there that I think that do not put Lord of the Rings in the same camp. Do not. Like, a lot of people try to do that with like Star Wars and then Lord of the Rings. They try to be like, oh, you know, it's all just fandom stuff, and it's like, no, Lord of the Rings is not just because you watched it as a kid. Like, Lord of the Rings is just full on one of the most epic adventures in literature and one of the most epic adventures in movie cinema. Like, don't get it twisted, dude. But I'll give you the Star Wars because I think every Star Wars fan knows that the original Star Wars movies aren't like necessarily good movies. Like, I feel like Star Wars fans know that like Star Wars movies aren't like necessarily like good movies. Like, we just like them because like we just love like the atmosphere, like the energy, like, you know, like I do think that there are people, Star Wars fans know that about the movies. They know that they're not like the highest quality productions and stuff. Whereas like Lord of the Rings is just good, objectively. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You don't think going back and watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is good? I think it is. I did that not too long ago. I think that movie still hits. You don't think so? I think those movies still hit. I think those movies still hit. My wife is yet to make it through the first Lord of the Rings movie because it's a walking simulator. We tried several times. She doesn't get hype. Yeah, not every movie's for every person. For sure. For sure. Yeah, definitely okay not to like stuff because some stuff is just not for you. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. Ah, this is the same room. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Do I have a key? I do have a key now. Okay, let's go back in here and go to the door. Yeah, I can see that. I think that when it comes to Lord of the Rings not being enjoyed by some people, I think you do have to be a fan of like heavy fantasy. And there's a lot of people out there that are not a fan of heavy fantasy like elves and dwarves and you know, bows and staves and wizards, and some people just aren't into that. Whereas like I grew up on that, you know what I mean? Like I grew up on Lord of the Rings. I grew up on World of Warcraft. I grew up on like Warcraft 3, and as much as I love like sci-fi, I'm a huge sci-fi buff. I really enjoy like that side of things. I like fantasy. Yeah, I've seen the Dark Crystal. Yeah, I've seen Dark Crystal. Isn't Dark Crystal like a sequel or something to Labyrinth, or it's the same director? Isn't there something special about that? I always forget. Yeah, I've seen... Replaying another Stardew save, maybe go back to Ginger Island for the first 5th time. Nice. Anzi Twitch getting some gaming in. It's Jim Henson. Do I want to go down there right now? Sure. Why not? How do I join Pocopia for the future? What do you mean? We don't do like a ton of multiplayer in Pocopia. We have done a little bit of prop hunt, and we have talked about doing more. I'm assuming that's what you're chatting about. Yeah, sure. Just be around. You know, I don't plan everything out all like that. So sometimes I plan stuff, sometimes I don't. But yes, in the future, we may do some more Pocopia prop hunt, multiplayer, hide and seek. We might. Yeah, I don't know if that would be a community game night game. I guess that's another way to word how I feel about it. I don't know if that would be a community game night game, because I don't think that there's enough people that would engage with that to make it like worthy of community game night. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't think so. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want to fall in there yet. Makes sense, yeah. There's a new prequel to Dark Crystal called Age of Resistance. Interesting. I get lost in high fantasy dialogue, like reading between the lines of confusing villain dialect is to understand WTF is going on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta be into that vibe. So I totally respect people that don't, like, that aren't into like Lord of the Rings style stuff. Because I feel like you really do gotta be like, you gotta want it type vibes. Like you gotta really want it. Oh, that's how I get to that chest. I see. Okay, hold on. We're going back in here for a second. Dude, this dungeon's so creepy. Do you think Splatoon Raiders is still on the table for game nights? I think the only reason I'm not committing is because I don't quite know like how I'm gonna like the game. You know what I mean? Like if the game's like a big flop and I hate it, you know, it's like that's the only reason I haven't fully committed. But to give you my thoughts, we're gonna play Splatoon Raiders. What is it, next Friday? We're gonna enjoy it, right? What is it, next Friday? I think next Thursday, and then if I like it enough, then we'll rotate it into multiplayer sessions and we'll go from there. You know, I imagine it'll be a game, if it goes the way I think it'll go, it'll be a game that we play for like a chunk of time in a row, just like we did with all sorts of other multiplayer games, you know, and we'll just jam on it for a couple days in a row. We'll really enjoy it. And then eventually it could get rotated to like a community game night type position. I'm not quite sure yet because I just don't know what to expect from the game, but from everything we've seen, it seems like it's a good candidate for some real solid, fun co-op community gameplay. It seems like it could be really cool. So that's kind of my thoughts on it right now. I imagine it could be a really good candidate for community game night. I feel like there would be enough people that want to join the raids, and we could cycle people in and out and just do raids with everybody. Like, I think it could be really good. No, Raiders is different. Raiders is a single player / co-op game, Flip Toast, in which you go on almost rogue-like raids. All right, and you like journey. So essentially, Splatoon Raiders, you go through these rogue-like raids, and you go hunt for treasure. You fight monsters, you fight bosses, you come back with loot. It has a drop system that's like Borderlands / Diablo 2, where all the loot is randomized. There's over 100 items. There's a ton of customization and trinkets and stuff to find and use, and it's basically a rogue-like game. Like, they're not calling it that because Nintendo's too cool for that, but it's 100% a rogue-like experience where you're going to be doing these raids over and over again, getting experience, getting your character more powerful, right? So it has like rogue-like energy for sure, and then it has its own vibe as well. It's going to be multiplayer, but co-op. There is no multiplayer against each other that we know of. So it's very much it's a very, very far departure from traditional Splatoon, to my understanding. Very far departure. And while you're still using the guns and you're still splatting stuff and covering stuff with ink, it's going to be a very different game. And another way to word how I feel about it is, I don't think all Splatoon fans are going to like Raiders. That's like another way to think about it. I don't think all Splatoon fans are going to enjoy Raiders. I don't think that's a guarantee. So I do encourage you to like watch content. I'll be playing on Friday. It comes out Thursday. I've decided that I'm going to skip the Thursday release, and I'm going to go pick up a physical copy, and we're going to play Friday because I want to get a physical copy. So it's cool. What they did to this dungeon is interesting. Wow. What they did to this dungeon is super interesting. And like, it's not actually that's the same at all to A Link to the Past. It's very different from A Link to the Past. But like, it has a similar energy. Got it. Yeah, doesn't that sound cool? Doesn't that sound actually super sick? I think Splatoon Raiders is going to be really cool. And I don't play a lot of Splatoon. Yo, what up, Nightwing? Welcome in, Raiders. Hey, lots of raid love in here. What are y'all getting into? I see. What were y'all getting into today? Welcome in. We're doing some A Link Between Worlds. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Raiders. We're doing some A Link Between Worlds here today. Happy Saturday, everyone. How was Dead by Daylight? How was Dead by Daylight? What am I doing here? Love me some DBD. DBD was all right. Could have been better. That's competitive games in general, right? You're always going to have those could have been better moments. I think we have to come here from a different entrance. Maybe? This just takes you back upstairs. Do I need to go out and drop back in again? I might need to go out and drop back into the dungeon? No. I'm overthinking this. What's happening? What am I doing? I got distracted and now I'm just like lost. I thought the hand was gonna press the button for us. Yo, what up, cubbies? Hey. Yeah, this isn't moving yet. I thought for sure they were trying to get me to have the hand press the button, but like, I guess not. Oh, it did work. I knew it. Why didn't it work the first time? It was the hitbox was so close. I knew it. I'm like, dude, I swear this is what you're supposed to do. Okay, glad I tried again. This and Minish Cap are my favorite top-down Zeldas. It's hard for me to choose because I love top-down Zelda, but A Link to the Past is my favorite. I think this game is criminally underrated. I think my top three in no order for now would be... I think my top three in no order would be A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, and... A Link to the Past, A Link's Awakening, and Minish Cap. Tough. I really like a lot of 2D Zelda. Slow elevator. My slow elevator. In game, I pre-ordered it just because I've never played the others. It looks like a lot more fun. Yeah, dude. I think Splatoon Raider is going to be cool. Wish I could rank games in order. Yeah, I can never do that. I'm not a big, like, favorite lister type guy. I don't like to pick favorites and list things out, and I'm right there with you on that. I don't like doing that at all, actually. I'm right there with you on that. So, like, as a streamer, it can be tough because a lot of times people are like, what's your favorite this game? What's your favorite that game? And I'm always like, oh, I have like 18 favorites. I can't pick one. I'm a big baby. There's the door. Why is this hallway so big and empty? Okay, of course. Holla! What's up, Kate? In the moment you'll feel something is your favorite, then the sequel has you say this same, then you remember the stuff you loved about the others. Yeah. I can't pick favorites. I don't like this. I don't like these freaky looking eyeballs. I don't like this one bit. The hell am I looking at? Oh, I see. We need to get the eyeballs into the pedestals. Okay. Okay. What? 3 hits? Oh, because it was my beam, not my sword. Beams are slightly weaker. The Yakuza did that too. Uh-oh. We got a hand. I gotta hand it to you, Zelda team. You really outdid yourself with this one. Yes. Let me give you a hand with that dungeon, Link. Yes. Oh my gosh, there might be Master Ore here. Oh, yes, there might be Master Ore here. Yes. That means sword upgrade. Looks like there's Master Ore here. Yes, 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 yes. How am I getting up there? Do I need to leave the dungeon and fall in? That is what I have to do. That is what I need here. Big time dark and stormy here. The best. Oh, that's cozy Saturday vibes all day. Do do baby boop boop boo. We're rich. Fail. That was not the hole we were looking for. Take my strong hand. Picking up my mother-in-law from the airport soon. Gonna be going to a VW bug event. Oh, that's cool. Wow, wrong hole again. Wait, all these holes are wrong. Wait a second. I got baited. Wait, all these holes are wrong. All three of those are wrong. Wait a second. I'm missing something here. Got him. They tried to play me. They tried to play me, chat. We got the Master Ore. Now the problem is I don't think I want to knock the eyeball down there. I don't think so. I think I actually want to keep the eyeball up here somehow and travel with it all around, I think is what they want me to do. What do they want me to do with this? I don't think I'm supposed to just throw it on the ground. That doesn't seem right. Let's just try to take it back. Wrong hole, you say? Wow, Link moves so slow when he's carrying stuff. What a jerk. Come on. What are these hitboxes? All right, this is going to be really tough. Because I have to carry this and avoid the hand. I don't like this at all. I'm throwing that over there. Got him. Played him. This is going to get dicey. It's going to come back soon. Them hands give that steel bending. Yeah, dude. The same. New game, new generation. Same nonsense, right? Nintendo, man. Same nonsense. All right. We got the big key. We're going to fight the boss. All right, boss time. Let's rock and roll. Oh, frick. I don't like this. What? You're just power fisting me? Okay. Uh-oh, it's purple now. Don't know what that means. Ow. Okay, it's like it's got aimbot. All right. What? It did it again? Okay, I thought it was done. Oh, okay, last round. Putting these torches out. Ow. Oh. What? Another one? Oh no, I messed up big time. I have to go through another round of slaps. No odd jobs. Slaps, no odd jobs. Slaps, no odd jobs. Slaps, no odd jobs. You heard? I could go to the empty mall and walk around. So I was still able to get a weekend walk in out of the house this morning. That's smart. Yeah. Dibs is playing his odd job. No odd job. All right. GG's. Man, thanks again for the raid, y'all. Let me get you a shout out here, Nightwing of Hyrule. I hope you guys had a great show over there. I'm gonna drop a follow. I'm not sure if I've ever got a chance to check you out. So I'm gonna drop you a follow here, and one more time, thanks for the raid today. Hope you all had a good time over there. Yeah, I don't think I realized you streamed, homie. Either way, I'm following you now. What's up, Kyer Runt? Welcome to the show today. I see my little friend from the sanctuary. You've come to my rescue, have you? Bless your goodness. How strong you must have gotten since then. But it seems you have further yet to go. You must save all 7 of the 7 sages. Please, I beg of you, save all of us, or peace will never return to Hyrule. There it is. 3. We got 6. 1 more to go. Off to the Ice Temple. Off to the Ice Temple. Character was a cheat code. Wait, did I miss the heart piece? Oh, frick. I gotta go back in there. Oh, lovely Zelda. Can you sense it? Our brave hero almost has the Triforce of Courage. Lorule will be saved, thanks to him. And one princess to another? I can't tell you how grateful I am. Creepy. I can't believe I never walked past that. I've never done that. Like, I can tell you the amount of Zelda I've played in my life, I have maybe once ever just outright walked past the heart piece from after the battle. Like once ever, maybe. So yeah, real weird. I don't think I've ever done that. Just distracted today. I'm a little tired and just distracted today, I guess. Weird vibes. I still blame Mario Party Superstars. And Jamboree. Yes, exactly. It's Nintendo's netcode. Yeah. I've never done, dude, I swear to you, I've played thousands and thousands of hours of Zelda. I've never done that. That was just weird of me to do. All right, let's go get our sword upgraded. You guys are on your last round. Oh, I can't wait to hear who wins. I'm so happy you guys kept playing. That makes me really, really happy that you guys kept playing. Thank you. That makes me so happy. That makes me feel a lot better. Leading by 2 stars with 3 total. All right, here we go. Here I am. I finally found some motivation, and we don't got any of that master ore. Without that, I can't power up your sword, so no... Huh? Whoa! Whoa! Look at that. Look what you got. Just look at that. With that master ore, I can strengthen your sword. How about it? Yes, please. Oi. We should give this guy a real voice. He doesn't sound anything like me. Hold on. Oi, bruv. No, I'm just kidding. Oi. Come now. Let's get to tempering this guy's sword. Give me a hand. Let's do it. My arms are itching to start smithing. Okay. I talk a good game, but now it's time for me to back it up. Not the British blacksmith. Oi, bruv. And there we have her. We got the Master Sword level 3. It's now at its maximum strength. This is a true hero's weapon. What do you think? Told you I was number 1. This here is the mightiest sword there is. You're going to be unstoppable now, kid. Yaha! Look at it. Look at that. It's a fine piece of work. A fine piece of work indeed. Dude, it's so sexy. Oh, the final upgrade. Let's go, baby. Pretty sure that's the last one. Did you start off with level 1 sword? Then you get Master Sword. Then you get Tempered. Then you get Gold. 4 sword levels. We got the last one. Yeah, there it is. Now, the thing is that there's only 2 Master Ores that you have to find outside of a dungeon. So this game is set up really cleverly. So why do I say that? Because the way they set this game up, you will get 2 of the 4 Master Ores by just going through dungeons, naturally. The other 2 do have to be found in the world. So you will naturally get the Tempered Sword by just finding every chest in every dungeon if you're diligent. Where they get you, though, is... Oh, it's only 1. Oh, wow. See, counter, thank you. So it's... I wasn't sure. I'm really, really happy you spoke up, because I was thinking to myself, wait, there's only the one by the sanctuary, right? So even still, they basically give you all the ingredients for at least 1 sword upgrade, but they make you work for the second by exploring, which is perfect, right? Like that's the way it should be. You know, that's a really good trade-off where they give you some power, but they make you earn the second power. Thank you, Hollywood, for 34, homie. Thank you for 34, Hollywood. Should we... Let's actually do something. Before we do this, let's have some fun. You guys down? Wait a second. Let's have some fun. Hold on a second. We're going to go back to the vacant house. We're going to go and we're going to buy the flame rod. Then we're going to go to the Mao Mai and we're going to upgrade the flame rod before we go to the ice temple. We're going to upgrade the flame rod before we go to the ice temple. And we're going to use the upgraded tool in the dungeon that it's intended to be used. Let's have some fun, because we definitely have an upgrade waiting for us. We just have to buy the fire rod. No, not yet, Hollywood. This week got a little bit weird, but you have my word. I am going to be heading there. I am going to be getting there soon. Yeah, that's my bad. I just did not make it to the PO box, dude. It sucks. It'll be okay though. They give you 2 weeks or so. I actually asked about this the last time I visited, and I was like, "How long do I have before you guys start getting weird about my packages?" And they're like, "You got like a month, but technically 2 weeks." So, yeah, that's my bad. Thank you for your patience. Oh, I already bought the fire rod. Oh, we're good. It rewards you for visiting old places. Yeah, it does, right? And remembering old places and being curious, and as an A Link to the Past fan, it rewards you for like playing the old game and like remembering iconic locations, right? Yeah, well said. Your cat's missing out on choice items. Yeah, thank you for your patience there. I'll send you a personal message when I do go this week, though. My goal was to go today, and then, or sorry, my goal was to go yesterday in between streams, but I ended up passing out. The smoke kind of got to me. It's a little bit of an excuse, but the smoke got to me a little bit. I didn't want to leave the house. All right, fire rod upgrade. All right, I don't think we have any other tools to be upgraded at the moment. What's going to happen here? I can't usually tune in on the weekends. Okay, cool. Oh, until the weekends. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, wow. I can upgrade stuff that I don't own yet. Oh, never mind. I've outright purchased everything except for the wind staff and the ice rod. I forgot that I went on a shopping spree. That's why I only have 800 rupees. Yeah, when I saw that message from you, Duel Master, I kind of smiled because I said to myself, well, I guess it's okay that I waited because I could just go get both of y'all on the same trip. Even though I shouldn't have left Hollywood hanging. You know? Thank you for thinking of my kitty, Hollywood. She'll appreciate you. I'll take some pictures for sure. All right, it would have been cool to see what the upgraded sand rod did during the desert temple. That would have been cool. That actually would have been super cool. I wonder what the upgraded sand rod does. Do you know counterintuitive? I know. I'm assuming upgraded boomerang is just like it was in A Link to the Past, and it just goes further and stuff. It's funny because boomerang's actually one of my favorite items in all of the Zelda history, and I haven't used the boomerang once in this game. And I'm usually a boomerang freak when I play these games. So real weird that I haven't touched the boomerang at all this whole playthrough. Oh, I was curious, what does the upgraded sand rod do different? I can't wrap my head around how the sand rod could be better. It's not really that useful outside of the sand, you know what I mean? A big factor is that arrows have unlimited ammo. Yes, in this game, yeah, it changes everything. The Elliot playthrough with the boomerang, yeah, I'm a huge boomerang guy. Ow, I can hit myself. Good to know. Dude, I hate ice physics so much. You guys ready to hear me complain? Because I hate ice physics so much. Speaking of Elliot, Elliot solved that by giving us an item. You could learn a thing or two, Ayanuma. Give us a freaking anti-ice physics item, Zelda team. Wow, they brought back the tongue statues. Oh, when I was a kid, I used to think that they were smoking cigars. When I was a kid, I used to think these monkeys were just smoking cigars. If you look at A Link to the Past, they look like they're smoking little cigars. Hold on a second. Ice temple statues, A Link to the Past. Has somebody taken a picture of these, please? I swear, these looked like little cigars in like a monkey's mouth. In this game, they made it very clear that it's a tongue. It still looks like a tongue. I'm just dumb, but look. So as a kid, for some reason, it wasn't that I was convinced. I just thought that these were cigars. I was just like, oh, look at those monkeys with those cigars. Isn't that funny? And like, it's totally a tongue. It's yeah, I heard my name. What's up, Elliot? You can also throw 3 boomerangs. Oh, is the boomerang upgrade triple boomerang? It's not the same. No way. Let me see. Oh, wow. You can have 3 out at a time? Dude, what? Dude, that's actually super cool. What an interesting idea for the boomerang. Basically, they made it to where it doesn't have a cooldown. Like, you can throw it as often as you want until you run out of energy. It lets you build further out. It makes the sand pillars reach farther. Wow. Having upgraded sand rod before I did the sand temple would have been so nice. All right. Yo, we got a balloon in the Twitch chat. Down we go. Oh, my favorite. Yay, my favorite. Whiz robes. Yay. We sure do love whiz robes. Whoopee. What am I doing with this? Yeah, I don't remember what I'm doing with that. I'm leaving that there for now. Going down. Going back up. Okay, going down again. This dungeon's cool. Wow. Green rupee that spawns enemies. Great. Great chest. Great chest. Real glad I got that loot. Dang, everything in this dungeon's locked. Okay. Dude, why's this dungeon so cool? What is going on out here? What? What? They just handed me the big key? This dungeon is so goofy. I don't remember this dungeon at all. This is so cool to me. That looks like the boss fight arena. All right, well, I got the key that I needed, so we're just cruising back up. I only watch Hylian on Twitch. What happens if you use Deku Seeds? Nothing. So the way Deku Seeds work is... The way Deku Seeds work is you collect them via viewership, and when you support, if you support, you get Deku Seeds as well. And you get them through watch streaks, continual watches of my going live. And then you get them from just tuning in. Deku Seeds are just a way for you to engage with extra like effects and sound effects, and you can redeem for VIP badges and stuff like that over time. So if you go down to the Deku Seeds section, man, they made these guys that jump out of the walls even freakier. You can see all the different little fun effects that you can activate. Dude, I hate these guys. Why did these guys have to come back? Yeah, so as like a newer viewer, you might have like a couple thousand, depending on how often you tune in. And you can like activate a sound command. So the way I have them actually color coded. So the green redemptions for 3,000 are just effects that pop up on the screen. Look above my head here. And then we have the yellow. Yeah, thank you, Duel Master. And then we have the red ones, which are sound effects. Yay! And then we have the purple ones, which are just kind of more like heavier sound effects, just like stuff that's like a little bit more like interrupty. I'll like kind of do what a Jedi's gotta do. And then you also have some stuff like you can play music for this chat for like a brief moment, or you can like add a text command, just like whatever. If it seems like stuff's out of reach, it piles up pretty fast. So just have fun, let them build up. But I have to make it somewhat expensive or people will just spam my stream. So it's like a balance. It's like, make it accessible, but also don't make it so easy that people can just spam my stream all day. Like, I don't mind when my long-term viewers do it, right? It's the reason I price things the way I do is when, like, not being, like, spammed by somebody that doesn't know our vibes here, you know what I mean? Not everyone fully understands the vibes, so... I feel like once you've watched my show long enough, you're probably good to just, like, enjoy them. Yeah. So, yeah. Priced accordingly. Priced accordingly to trolls. Nice, cigar monkey. Dark Link got the 2 bonus stars and swooped the crown. Dark Link, the victor. Geronimo! Trolls can basically control the price, yeah. How long is unlocking emo for? 24 hours. So, like, what's nice about that is that, let's say you decide that you can't sub or you don't want to because of financial or for personal reasons, you know, because I don't ever take it personal. I want you to take care of yourself first. I don't expect people to support. So let's say you don't have the ability to or whatever. It allows you to grab an emote for 24 hours, like one of your favorites. Unfortunately, I don't think you can pick anything animated. I don't know if they ever upgraded that system, but you can still at least pick up a couple of your favorites. You know, it's nice. It's a nice little option, and I make those options very cheap. You'll notice, because I want y'all to be able to use your favorite emotes. Right? Like, I make that stuff pretty cheap. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Briovitz, for taking care of the fam. I do have an empty bottle. Let's go grab a fairy. And Shelby, enjoy a gifted sub. You don't even have to worry about it. Keep those channel points. Keep those channel points. Don't even worry about it. Forget about it. Just forget about it. What am I doing? I'm not falling, am I? Geronimo! I was falling, by the way. This dungeon's so cool. It's like we're in Death Mountain, but the mountain is quiet. And like we're in the ice temple. Like, this is just such a neat dungeon. They did a really good job with this. Wow. Thanks for the gift of bombs. Thanks. That was very nice of you. What? I have to fall? I have to fall in there or something? How am I hitting those switches? Oh, I can throw a bomb in there. The tip was the bombs. The creature with the bombs was the tip here. Nice. They do such a good job not telling you what to do, but kind of telling you what to do. I love Zelda games for that, dude. I love Zelda games for that. Like, they don't tell you what to do, but they kind of tell you what to do. It's all context clues, right? It's so cool. And the best part is you get the satisfaction of figuring it out yourself. That's the best part of a Zelda game, is when you have the light bulb moment. Oh, instead of a game putting a yellow paint or something, like, use bombs here. Like, Like, you know, you have that moment of realization, which is what it's all about for these games. And once you play enough Zelda games and you understand their development style, or let's say just to say, like, once you play enough of a Zelda game, you start to understand how they want you to think. And that's when things start to get really interesting. Because once you start to understand how the developers might want you to think, then you like really start to cook. All right, we unfortunately got knocked back by this stupid Keese. Right? Because then it gets even easier, because at that point you start to understand, yeah, their language, and you can easily say, okay, I understand now, and you stop overthinking as much because of those moments. Okay, what am I doing? Am I just supposed to go up from here? Let me just see where this goes. I don't want to wait around again. What up, Nairman? Got a replacement PS5. The launch model completely died on me. That sucks. Put saves on the M2 drive, so I have to restart a game. I was 20 hours in. I'm so miffed. That sucks. Sorry to hear that, dude. That absolutely blows. That's the fastest way for me to quit a game. Anybody else? One of the fastest ways for me to quit a game is like losing 20 hours of progress. I might not ever play that game again. I might just never come back. Like, that's brutal. Armazale, no, because there's a cooldown. So the way I have it set up is that there's a 3-day cooldown before it can be used again. So there's 10 people. Think about it. All right. So let's say you redeem VIP roulette. You're number 1. Technically, it takes 30 days of redemptions before number 1 would be knocked off, because it's every 3 days it can be used. So the shortest you'll ever hold VIP roulette is a single month. And that's if everyone is redeeming it on cooldown every 3 days. And that never happens. Most of the time you hold VIP roulette for 2 to 3 months at a time, because not everyone has those channel points. But the way I designed it is that no matter how quickly they get redeemed, you are at least guaranteed 30 days according to the cooldowns. So it's all perfectly constructed to it be worth your channel points if it's something you want. But again, because not everyone has the channel points to redeem it every 3 days, you end up keeping your VIP for like 2 or 3 months. Most of the time I see 3 months and then people fall off. So it ends up being very worth your channel points at that point. So now again, let's say in a world where people start firing off that redemption on cooldown, well, then you might end up only keeping it for 30 days, which would still be worth it, but maybe not as much, you know, depending on, you know, how you feel about it. This is such a fun puzzle. Okay. Yeah, we have 2 people that have the year long. I don't let the year long be available all the time, though. Usually just for special events. Does that make sense? So the year long one is like permanently off unless I turn it on. And then, so it's kind of up to you to either check or just if I say something. Because I don't want to have too many year-long VIPs. So I open it up for like special events. Like right now there's 2 of them. Right now there's 2 of them, and I don't know when's the next time I'll open it up again. I'm not sure. I've never redeemed roulette. Every time I got VIP was because God Hylian decided I was worth it. Get out of here. God Hylian, stop. That's funny. Yeah. You have the PS Plus for the backup cloud saves to help prevent lost progress. Yeah, Nintendo offers that for most games, yeah. A fungian, if you will. This dungeon is a fungian. Thanks for the breakdown. Yeah, of course. I just saw the conversation in the chat, and I figured I would jump in. Yeah, no worries. My old fungian. Godly in descent. Get out of here. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Oh, didn't get the block that time. Secret? Secret. We got a secret. Secret. We got a secret. Secret. We got a secret. No, we don't. I was so close. Wait, I need more magic. Does this game have the same bat double magic meter upgrade? I've been thinking about that the whole time. Does this game have the bat in it from A Link to the Past where you can get the double meter upgrade? I don't remember. Where was that bat at? You would fall into... It was at the blacksmith's house. Is he still there? Can I do that? Yeah, we haven't done that. We haven't fell into the hole by the blacksmith's house. Yeah, that's where it used to be. Oh, okay. Well, guess what we just got? Looks like we just got the boss key.
Here is a present for you.
Looks like we just got the boss key. Here is a present for you, Dr. Peppy, with a gifted to little tea sapling. Thank you, dude. Professor Oak. Oh, wait, I just got the upgrade. Counterintuitive sitting here like... Nice. Thanks for not ruining that, Counter. Thanks for letting me figure that out. That was really cool. Nice. You at any point could have been like, dude, it's coming. Just shut up. Like, you just let me kind of figure it out. Cool. I had no idea. Nice. Well, that's why this dungeon is set up the way it is. Like, that actually makes sense. So now we can go to that secret. We have to get to the other side. There's a chest over there, though. I bet you it's just, like, loot. What am I doing here? I need to go back. There's a chest on the other side I really want, though. What am I doing here? This dungeon's a little bit tough to navigate. We're a little lost. Let's find our way back to that area that we tried to get around, but we couldn't. Doesn't this just end up a dead end? Yes. There's no Rock's Feather in this game. Thank you, Dr. Peppy. Careful who you trust. 11s. All right, let's go back. Let's go back up. Yeah, so we are missing. There is a chunk of the dungeon we haven't gone in. Just a little chunk that we have to figure out. I would like to figure out how to get over there. So let's go ahead and work on that. We're not quite out of this dungeon yet. I love how early you can get the boss key in this dungeon and it doesn't even matter, right? Like, they give you the boss key super early and it's completely irrelevant. Irrelevant elephant. Am I going back into that room, you press the switch. What happened when I pressed that switch? Is that switch still pressed in here? It is. Oh, I need that. I need that elevator right there. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. All right, we got it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, thanks. It's nice to hear that you appreciate that stuff, because that's the stuff I overthink. I'm like an over-explainer. Thanks. It's nice. I know there's a good amount of people that appreciate my mind, so thanks for saying that. Appreciate how I do things around here. All right, here we go. You ready? Around the world, 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 around the world. Nice. 100 rupees worth it. 100% worth it. All right, we're going back. Around the... Oh, never mind. Guess we're going back this way. Back around the world the other way. Going back where we came from. All right, sick. Okay. This is where I would like to be, actually. I just need to get that key. I think this is where I want to be. I think this is where I would like to be. I believe I just need to go grab this key. So that last chest might be a key, actually. Oh, okay. Cigar. Whoa, that's the boss fight. Isn't that the boss fight? No, not yet. Oh, it's a mini boss. Close enough. I knew something was going on down here. This is scary, dude. Get these fake penguin asses out of my face. The wall picture version of Link would be a sick tattoo, actually. Sounded like my cat. Oh, these guys are probably the freakiest dudes in the game, though. Look at them. Look at them. Look at these guys. They're freaks, dude. Look at these guys scurry about, dude. They're freaks. The hell am I doing in here? What am I doing in here? Door's locked over there anyways. Okay, there's a way from above up there. All right, we didn't go this way. Let's go see what this exit is. I think I know what this is, but I just want to check. No, I did not know what this was. Whoa, whoa. The ice is breaking. This is messed up. This is so messed up. This is so messed up. Putting these guys on this area is so mean. This is so mean, dude. Like, you can't fight these guys. Yo, what's up, Phantom Thief? No need to apologize, homie. Ah, This dungeon is tricky. Dude, there's like stuff that happens that you just like wouldn't be able to expect. This dungeon is tricky. This is fun, man. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Nice to meet you here. Another freak? Oh, another freak! It looks like he's dancing to me. It feels like these guys are dancing when they run at you. Ah. Sneaky whiz rope. Sneaky whiz rope. Okay, so now I have to go like all the way around? That was just to press a button here. I think now I'm going all the way around. This is a tricky dungeon. Geronimo! Where's this taking me? Dead end? Okay, we still need to get a switch for that. All right, I want to take the warp back up and like kind of reset. Because I think we hit all the switches that we need to hit. And now I think we want to take that warp back up. And then the warp will kind of give us a reset, and then we can kind of find our footing again, because we're a little lost at the moment. Boom. Go over here. Go down here. All right. Sick. This is actually perfect. Let's see where this goes and what we're doing here. Exactly what I wanted. Just like some sort of reset. So I can kind of get a feel for what I'm doing here. Okay, this is where the warp takes you back. Sick. Now, do I have enough time to drop onto this ledge from up top? Let's see. I don't think the game lets you cheese, but we're gonna try. Oh, dang it. Oh, they're not gonna let you cheese this, I don't think, which is fine. Like, I'm not expecting them to let me cheese that. That would be great, though. Nice. That's it. That's where I want to be. Yes. I was gonna say, I'm like, I know we opened up a door that we needed open earlier. All right, we got the chest. We got the chest we want, and then there's a switch down here as well, but that switch is not accessible, but the chest is. So I hate this. I hate that I have to choose between loot and the switch at the moment. Oh, I got right here. I could have just went right through here. Dang it. I was looking for a way to get over there too, and it didn't work. Like, I couldn't find it. All right, so we're still looking for a switch. I see a switch over there. Like, right below us, there's a switch here. So we need some kind of platform to rotate here. We might be able to drop from above to grab this. We need to grab this tongue right here. Oh, there's a switch down here. Ooh, nice. Got you. All right, progress. Every switch is progress. Every switch is some form of progress, so that's good for me, man. All right, so we still have this door locked to the left, though, which sucks. Having that door still locked kind of blows. I don't think we want to go back up through that room, maybe. Go back up in this room again, just kind of double check where we are here. Did we miss anything in here? Don't think I can do anything up there for now. This dungeon's a lot of like falling down into the below rooms. It's really cool. This dungeon does a really good job making this is probably the most dungeon feeling dungeon in A Link Between Worlds. Like, A Link Between Worlds does a really good job creating some very memorable experiences, but I will say that they're all kind of on like the lighter side, whereas I feel like this dungeon feels nice. Like one of the first times I feel like I truly like am tossing and turning around the dungeon and like kind of lost, you know? Perfect. All right, now we can go back. Ah! Just get out of here. Get away from me, you freak. You got? Yeah, I was not ready for that guy. That killed you? He almost killed me, man. Will you aim in the right direction? Thank you. Whew. The cutscene killed me there, I swear. Because the cutscene caused me to not be able to keep moving. I'm blaming the cutscene. I'm blaming the cutscene. I'm gonna do it. All right, I hear a keys. I need a second to rub my eyes. This is all a dead end. This is where we wanted to be. This dungeon's so cool. And boom. Where's this take us? To the boss door. There it is. There it is. There it is. And we got our shortcut back. All right. Boss time, baby. Let's go. Oh, frick. That does not look friendly. Looks like something out of Minish Cap. Nice. All right, we're a little bit out of energy. We got to let it rebuild. Whistle Miss Danu. Okay, this isn't good. It's going to be a lot worse than last time. That's pretty cool, man. This fight conceptually is really neat. This fight conceptually is really cool, actually. Because the ice physics... Come on, our first time falling into the stupid pit. We all knew it was going to happen eventually. Alright, last time? This should be the last round, I imagine. GG's. Fun fight to wrap up a really fun dungeon. The balance of making a dungeon feel worthy and then making the boss fight feel worthy of the dungeon is probably one of the hardest balance techniques that any developers in the Zelda team do. Right? Like, let me give you guys a couple quick examples for my thoughts here. So, the Water Temple in Tears of the Kingdom. The build up to the Water Temple was almost more satisfying than the Water Temple itself. They dropped the ball there, but the boss fight was worth it. But the temple itself felt more lackluster than the build up to the temple, getting to the temple. That was way cooler. You had to go into the aqueducts, you had to climb that whole thing in the sky, you're floating. Then you get to the Water Temple, it's done in 5 minutes, and if it wasn't for the boss fight, it would almost feel like very bad. But the boss fight makes up for it. I love, what's his name? The goop guy. And you see examples of this, right? Where if you look at traditional Zelda, right? Going through the Forest Temple in Ocarina is a beautiful, really iconic experience. And the boss fight follows up to be one of the most iconic boss fights in the series. The temple is followed up by one of the best fights. They both are perfectly in sync. You don't want the sync to be out, but if you're gonna have a lame dungeon, at least have a good boss. And if you're gonna have a really good dungeon, it's okay if the boss is a little lame, right? Like, it's okay if it's out of sync, but you have to give one or the other and I'll be okay. But in the perfect world, the temple is just as satisfying as the boss and it builds up to something iconic. And that's where you'd see the difference, in my opinion, of some of the best dungeons in the Zelda universe versus the ones that are maybe less memorable. It's when you have a weak buildup, or when you have too strong, or the buildup is really powerful, then the boss is like a wet noodle, and you're just like, what happened here? I went through this whole iconic dungeon, and then I get to the boss and I beat it in 2 seconds. That kind of feels lame. So I think you do have to have a balance there. I prefer a solid temple over the buildup, trying to be a part of it. Yeah, whereas if you don't consider the Forest Temple, go back to the Water Temple in Tears of the Kingdom. If you don't consider the buildup section as a part of the dungeon, you probably think it's the worst dungeon in the game. However, I do. Think about it. For those of you that played Tears, I'm curious what you think real quick. If you consider the aqueducts as the start of the Water Temple, and the aqueducts going up into the sky, climbing through the sky, fighting things, exploring, going into the Water Temple, completing the Water Temple, fighting the boss, it's probably the best dungeon in the game. It's really cool. But if you only consider the dungeon itself, it's the worst dungeon in the game. It's all perspective. So yeah, I agree with you. They went so hard with the build-up that they left the temple on the wayside, when, unfortunately for us gamers, we don't consider the buildup as a part of the temple. That's not how we have been taught in the Zelda franchise. Up until Breath of the Wild, we were taught that dungeons were the buildup, and the dungeon itself and getting to it was all just as important. Earning the tools you need to get into the dungeon was all just as important. And when you got into the dungeon, it felt even better. It was the most worth it thing, and you're like, I'm finally in. And whereas Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, they lost that a little bit. They lost the idea that for years we were conditioned as Zelda fans to have this buildup that led into it, or the dungeon itself was the buildup to the boss. I'll never forget the Water Temple from Tears of the Kingdom. The most iconic boss fight for a very long dungeon. Think about it. You go through the Water Temple, you get through the dungeon, not even mentioning the buildup to get the water bombs and all that. You get into the temple and it's actually kind of windy. You can get lost. And what do they leave you at the end? But one of the most cinematic boss fights you'll ever have. Not every Zelda boss fight's going to be hard or difficult, but sometimes they're going to be cinematic. And fighting the big water snake and jumping on its back and stabbing its eye, and you're doing this super sick cinematic fight. It is a worthy boss for a dungeon. The build up, it's all matched perfectly. You know, and then like another great example of this, like I can go on this for hours. Like another beautiful example of this is Twilight Princess and the dragon fight that you have at the end of the Sky Temple. The build up to that whole thing is just amazing, and that boss fight is iconic, right? And you have these moments. I would argue the Fire Temple builds up to one of the best boss fights in the game. Volvagia, you know, like Volvagiline, you know, you have such a great the Fire Temple builds you up. You pick up the hammer, it builds you up, and then you get to the end and you have a fight with a dragon. Like, why is that not like, that is so amazing, you know? Like, and again, it doesn't always work out that way. I would argue that the Water Temple, the Dark Link, is a cooler fight than the final boss. Anybody agree with that, Ocarina fans? So I would argue that the Water Temple maybe doesn't do this as well. The Water Temple puts you through pain and misery to get to a final boss that's more annoying than it is interesting. It's the most annoying fight. It's stupid. It's not even fun at all. Whereas Dark Link was way cooler. So once you get the Dark Link, you already had your payoff. And then you get to Morpha and you're like, get me out of here, right? This is stupid. So like they kind of messed up. Dark Link should have been the boss of that dungeon. That would have been the payoff. That would have been the perfect payoff. Dark Link as the final fight, because that would have been iconic. It would have felt epic. So it's like they don't always do it perfectly, you know, but I think that there's something to be said about how you position these temples and how you have a fight. And the reason I brought all this up is because this was perfect. This was literal, exactly what I'm talking about. Was it not? Nice, long, windy dungeon, making me work, making me use my brain, all for a super interesting, cool boss fight as a payoff. More cinematic than difficult, more cinematic than mechanic heavy, but still, I think cinematic fights do belong in the Zelda universe. I think some fights are going to just be fun and cool, and some are going to be interesting, and some are going to be difficult. I don't want them all to be the same. I do like a cinematic Zelda battle, where when I call it cinematic, it's my term to say that it's easy and can be cheesed and beat in 3 seconds, but it's very cinematic and it's exciting and it kind of makes you feel like a hero. I think that deserves to be in the Zelda universe. You know, a lot of people tried to talk down on the bosses of Tears of the Kingdom, and some of the arguments for why they were bad was that they were easy. But I would argue that the cinematic side of it makes up for that. My big example of this is the Wind Temple. The Wind Temple and fighting Mulgara in the sky, is it Mulgara? Is that the name? I can't remember. Was one of the most iconic Zelda fights I've ever had in my life. Yeah, Colgara. And you want to know why? Because it was cinematic. It wasn't the most difficult fight, even though it was like a little challenging. Let's be real. It was kind of challenging. You're in the sky. It's a little goofy. But between the music and the fight itself, it is one of the most, it will go down in history as my top 3 Zelda fights of all time. Bosses. Easy, right? But the dungeon was too simple. Yeah. Like, so just on that note, Planet Kitties, even though I wasn't going there, but beautiful comment to kind of reinforce this conversation. The Wind Temple's an example of a bad balance. Bingo. And that's actually Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's biggest weak point, is that sometimes the dungeon's way too simple. That's why my favorite dungeon in Breath of the Wild is the Water Temple. And the close second is the Lizard. Why? Because the Water Temple is actually the most puzzly, in my opinion. And I think it's the one that really works your brain the most. And I think the payoff for Water Blight is actually worthy. Whereas I think the Fire Temple, it's iconic because you walk in and it's dark and the lights are off. And you have this feeling of being in a dungeon, and the build up to turning the lights back on and then fighting the boss outside in the volcano actually feels really good. I would argue the Wind Temple in Breath of the Wild may be a weaker boss fight, maybe a weaker dungeon. And I would argue the Sand Temple actually a really good dungeon and a really good boss fight. And it's hard to say which is the best out of that game, but I think the Sand Dungeon had a good boss in Breath of the Wild. So whereas like Tears of the Kingdom, I agree with you. I think the Wind Temple was mega weak, but the Wind Temple boss was cool. And I'll even go as far as saying this, Planet Kitties. I think the build up to the Wind Temple was also weak. Bouncing through the sky on these boats, and then you finally get to the boat, and then The dungeon's still kind of weak, and then you get to the boss fight and it finally pays off. While thank you for giving us that boss fight, right? Like, thank you for giving us this iconic moment. The buildup was just not quite there. I agree with that. Whereas a better example of balance is maybe the Fire Temple in Tears of the Kingdom. I think arguably the Fire Temple has a good buildup and a good boss fight, and it's kind of balanced in that sense. I think the buildup for the Fire Temple is pretty cool. You have to go into the volcano. You have to, because if you remember the buildup, do you remember the buildup to the Fire Temple? Anybody in Tears of the Kingdom? Think about it. You have to ride up Death Mountain and you have to fight the monster at the top of the mountain. Then once you do that, you jump in, and then you have to go through this volcano to get to the Fire Temple. Then once you get to the Fire Temple, you have to solve the most intricate temple in that game. Then it all pays off with the super sick version of Goma that nobody expected to be in the game. Fire Temple does it right in Tears. It does it really, really good. And it all starts with that riding the cart up the mountain, and I think it's a really cool buildup. And then I think the dungeon itself is a good buildup, and I think the boss fight pays off. So those are just a couple examples of some of my favorite interactions in the Zelda universe, and I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I thought it was a cool thing, and I think that this ice temple just embodied one of my favorite styles, where it was the perfect buildup to a boss fight that felt fun and interesting, and it was cool. I also want to read one message. I want my dungeons to be long. Yeah, same. When I originally read that message, I thought you were saying that I read it as you didn't want dungeons to be long. And I was sad when I first read it, and I didn't get a chance to get back to it. But now I went back to it and I'm reading it and I'm like, yes, you understand. I want my dungeons to be long, gritty. Here's the thing. If I finish a dungeon in a Zelda game and I don't feel tired like I was just in a dungeon in real life, I don't want it. Anybody else? I want my dungeons to feel like I just got out of a dungeon in real life. I want to put the controller down after beating the dungeon and be like tired and stiff. And I want like my eyes to like be like dilated. And I want to like feel like I just walked out of a 2-hour cave. Like, oh, like what just happened? Like, that's how I felt playing Ocarina of Time. That's how I felt playing Twilight Princess. Why don't I feel that way for any other Zelda game, dude? Like, I think Skyward Sword made me feel that way a little bit. It's unfortunate that I haven't felt that way in a long time, dude. Yeah, give me a dungeon that makes me feel like I just went through one in real life. Yeah. Oh man, dude. Yo, what's up, lady scientist? That's why I felt good about this dungeon, because this one actually took a while. Not at all that surprised to see me here, though. I've known for a long time that I was a sage. Never told anyone, though. It wasn't really a secret. I was just too busy mining all the time to mention it. Speaking of busy, now that all the 7 sages are here, we'd better get down to business. We can use our power to dig up that Triforce of Courage for you. You'll need to defeat Yuga, so here you go, little guy. Take this and go and save Hyrule. So hold on a second. Are you telling me that in this game there's 7 different dialogues depending on which sage that you get first? Or last, I mean? Think about it. This guy just had unique dialogue for being the 7th sage that I saved. That arguably, that means that every sage has unique dialogue for being the 7th one saved. Which is kind of neat if you think about it. Makes you want to play the game some more. Seems like they didn't listen to feedback. Yeah, it seems like they listened to the feedback, but we're still convinced that we didn't know what we want. Is that a fair take on that? It feels like they listened to the feedback and they were like, hey, yeah, we're gonna give you guys dungeons. But like they still were convinced that we didn't know what we wanted, and like they still tried to deliver us like these modern dungeons. Yeah, because it feels like the Zelda developers are fighting the fact that the old school fans want old school dungeons. Man, what an iconic moment, dude. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, dude. Can I RP walk in this game? There's no RP walk. You have to walk at 1 speed. Let's talk to everybody on our way up. You have my undying gratitude, young hero. You are truly among the very best of our people. Now there is more for you to do. If you aim to get back home to my if I aim to get back home to my people, the Zoras are surely worried. You're looking more and more like a hero every step of the way. I couldn't be prouder of you, kid. We have placed our full trust in you. Now onward and upward. Save the princess and save Hyrule. All right, Link. Come back safely, okay? Cute, she likes us. Well done. Given that all you've accomplished, it's obvious why fate chose you to be our hero. Honestly, as a sage, I should have seen the greatness within you from the very first time we met. You are Hyrule's greatest hero, so I have begged the gods to favor you, Link. Wow, I just can't believe it, Link. You saved every 7 sage. My papa can't call you lazy anymore, but I bet he will anyways. True. Oh, what a beautiful fanfare. They still wanted to focus on the open world concept than the dungeons, though I'll give them credit for at least trying. I do give them credit for trying. Yeah, me too. You have claimed the power of the gods, Link. With it, you can stop the return of the Demon King and thwart his evil ambitions. Now, hero, you must take the battle to Lorule Castle. There awaits the Demon King. May you and Princess Zelda survive the terrible trials ahead. Go now, defeat this evil once and for all. Sick! One thing I straight up despised about Tears was that nobody remembers who Link is. Yeah, a lot of people hated that. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I give him credit, Ryder, that at least they tried. But I guess to an extent, maybe we shouldn't have expected them to just change the formula up on our behalf, even though we would have all appreciated it. You know what I mean? So, cheers though, because it doesn't matter, everyone, because look it, we got Ocarina of Time remake. It's coming. And I believe this is going to usher in an era of the 3rd lane for the Zelda franchise. Lane number 1, 2D Zelda. Lane number 2, open air, open world 3D Zelda, the future of Zelda. Buckle up. And then lane number 3, traditional, timeless, classic 3D Zelda. And I think Ocarina of Time is going to sell so well that they're going to continue to make classic Zelda games. I'm convinced. Like, they're going to give us classic Zelda games. We're going to keep getting them. And whether it could just be in the form of remakes. All right, it could be just in the form of remakes. But I think we're still going to keep getting them. And I'm sure not anyone's going to be mad if they, like, remake Majora's and maybe they remake Twilight Princess. Like, nobody would be mad about that. So I think remakes are a fine way for them to start. But I do see a future where what if there's a future where they decide, all right, what if there's a future where they decide to do an Ocarina of Time 2 and they make a brand new 3D, like a brand new Ocarina of Time game? I know that sounds really weird. I know a lot of people are like, what are you saying? Think about it though. Like, they could do it. They could do it. They could totally make like a real sequel to the game. They could say that it's the timeline that we didn't see or the timeline that didn't get fleshed out, and it would be really cool, man. I think they could pull it off. All right, so I'm assuming I'm going to the light world and then going back to the dark world and figuring out what I'm doing from there. Let's go. That'd be nuts. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, brand new traditional Zelda. I know it sounds goofy, right? But I think they could do it. I think there's a timeline where that maybe happens. Fenrir, Phantom Thief is a title for me because I play Persona 5 Royale, but you can call me Zero if you wish. Pleased to meet you. How old are you? I'm well. I'm known as Hylian Descent or HD around these parts. You can call me Hylian, you can call me Joshua, you can call me HD, whatever you prefer. Just don't call me late for dinner. I'll never miss one of those. And today we're doing some Legend of Zelda. Nice. Time to get some loot real quick. Boom. You remember having to do the quest where you have to take the old man out of the mountain? I can actually go through this mountain and Link to the Past without the lantern. Because I learned how to get through the mountain without the lantern. It reminds me of going through the dark tunnel in Pokemon Yellow without Flash. And how that was like very possible actually. And after a while, that was just like my preferred way to do it. Because I hated sacrificing a move slot for Flash. So I would always go through the dark tunnel just without Flash. Oh, there's the entrance I'm looking for right there. Found it. And we missed a warp. We missed a freaking warp here, and we could have warped up here the whole time. Oh no, we did have a warp up here. We already had it. We just missed the actual... This is what we needed. This is all we needed. I oversteeped my tea, that's the worst. All right, we finally got over here in the Dark World. We haven't been over here yet. Do 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 do. Twilight Princess Remake, Master Quest, just where things are more challenging, upgrade graphics, even though the graphics for TP are already top tier. Yeah, they could do... Right, I agree with that. There's a lot of things I feel like they could probably do with the older Zeldas. From, like, full blown out remakes, stuff that is going to be scary. Like, a lot of people are kind of afraid about Ocarina going, like, too open world and stuff like that, but I have faith that Nintendo knows not to mess with Ocarina too much. So I do believe Ocarina is going to be open world, by the way. It's going to be an open world game. However, I have a lot of faith that they're going to do what they did with like Echoes of Wisdom, or they're going to do what they did with like Link Between Worlds, and they're going to make it still linear. It's going to be an open world game, but it's going to be linear. You're not going to be able to do certain things without certain equipment and stuff, which is just how Ocarina of Time is anyways. Think about it for a second. Like, Ocarina of Time is very open world. Like, you can do temples out of order in that game. Like, there's actually a couple temples you can do out of order. A couple. I think it's the Fire Temple and the Water Temple or something. Right? So I think they're going to do open world. Like, I think it's going to be a big... They're going to take the original concept of the map of Ocarina of Time, and they're totally going to turn it into an open world game. And I'm ready for that. I think it's going to be great, especially as long as it keeps dungeons. I don't care about anything but dungeons. I'll be real with y'all. I don't care about, at this point, I don't care about anything but dungeons. Yes, do I miss, like, key items? Do I wish I had a hook shot in Breath of the Wild? Yes. Right? But there's all these little things I want on my wish list, but all I really care about is dungeons. If you give me dungeons, I'm happy. If you don't, I'm not happy. I don't care about anything else. Like, I'm a simple man. like, that's it. That's all I need. Like, don't even, that's it. Just dungeons or else. You know? Yeah, you could interchange Spirit and Shadow. So as long as they follow through on the dungeons, dude, I don't care what happens. Yeah, like, they could do whatever they want. They could turn it open world. They could change the whole game. They could make Link they could change out Link for Zelda. That it could be the Legend of Link, Ocarina of Zelda. Like, I don't care what happens. None of that matters to me at all. All I care about is dungeons. So I'm okay with remakes being different than the original work. That's the whole point. So I'm not going into Ocarina Remake looking for it to be the same game. I think that's a foolish thing to do. Would you all agree with that? Like, I think if you're going to set yourself up for a lot of heartbreak if you go into that game thinking that you're getting the same game. You are going to set yourself up for heartbreak. Like, don't do that to yourself. Just hope that it's as familiar as possible. Hope that it's as familiar and well put together as possible. Hope that it respects the timeless art of the original. And that's all I think we can do. And I have faith. Remember, we still have all the main heads working at Nintendo. It won't be like another generation before they leave. Boom, boom, Sword Boy. Welcome to the Treacherous Tower. You look pretty fit there. You want to play a quick game for 100 rupees? Boom, boom. That's the spirit, Sword Boy. The rules are super simple. A bunch of baddies are going to attack you. You just got to beat them. Look, you can take care of yourself, but since it's your first time, I'll stick to the beginner course. Just 5 stages. It'll be a piece of boom boom cake for you. It'll be 100 rupees, please and thanks. Oh, I really have to tinkle, but I guess I'm doing this first. How old? So Miyamoto's kind of out the door, but Ayanuma's still got a lot of years in him. I think Ayanuma's like got 20 years left in him easy, but I think Miyamoto's starting to get there. I don't know for sure. Maybe 15 years for Ayanuma. Dude, I love the sprites. Look at the sprites. They're like old school on purpose. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd sprites. It's so good. Look at the crowd sprites. This is so good. It's like old school video games. It's so good. Okay, I forgot that they turn their body when they shoot. I was just expecting them to shoot in one direction. Yeah, I think Ayanuma will be leading Zelda games for quite a while. My hope, here's my, you guys want to hear my hope? You want to hear my, like, hope, my secret, like, wish that happens with Zelda? So if you guys didn't know, Ayanuma was the one who did Wind Waker in the past. Did you guys know that? So Ayanuma, back in the day, was the one who, like, led Wind Waker. And he loved the project, and the team who worked on Wind Waker loved it so much that they wanted to do a sequel. But because the fans are a bunch of buttheads, they didn't get allowed to do a sequel. Because Miyamoto freaked out on them. Because apparently Miyamoto did not like what Link... So here's the story. Here's the story, everybody. When they showed Wind Waker to Miyamoto, he was like, you're absolutely kidding me. This is terrible. Because Miyamoto never wanted Link to be kid-friendly. So they convinced Miyamoto to accept Toon Link. And he was like, fine, just make it happen and just be done with it. Because they really wanted to work on something that was different from Ocarina of Time. This is the story. So, all of a sudden, the game comes out and it fails. And Miyamoto gets pissed. And allegedly Miyamoto basically said, like, told you so. Now make a real fucking Zelda game. Meanwhile, Ayanuma and the team really, really wanted to make a sequel to Wind Waker. But Miyamoto put his foot down and he said, no, you have to make a follow-up to Ocarina now. The fans are pissed. So they made Twilight Princess. Everybody wins. And it wasn't until after Twilight Princess that Ayanuma was allowed to go back to Wind Waker, and he had to make it for the DS. And that's where we got Phantom Hourglass. So the sequel that we should have gotten for Wind Waker never happened. This is where my wish list comes in. I have a dream that as Ayanuma starts to get older, they're going to throw him a bone, and they're going to say, what project do you want to work on? And he's going to say, let me redo Wind Waker. And we are going to get a massive, larger-than-life version of Wind Waker, a remake that we deserved years ago, that's going to be like the most beautiful game ever. Well, you know, Phantom Hourglass is a sequel to Wind Waker. Correct. Yeah, correct. It is. But he didn't get a chance to make that until way later. So the problem is we didn't get the game that we should have gotten, because we should have got the game on GameCube. I should have made this clear. Ayanuma originally wanted to make the sequel on GameCube, and he wasn't allowed because the fans are buttheads and they didn't like Wind Waker. So we ended up getting the sequel on DS, and I hope you understand how worse off we were because of that. Sorry, Phantom Hourglass, cool game. It's nowhere near as good as it would have been if it was on GameCube. I'm just saying it. I think it would have been way better. Or at least if it would have came later on the Wii or something. Instead, we got forced to get sequels for a game that just didn't really hit as well. Right? So yeah, you're right. Those are sequel games. Those are technically 3 sequels. Like it goes Wind Waker, Phantom, Spirit Tracks. So that's my theory, dude. Also, I forgot to mention, that's actually where we got Majora's Mask from, because the story goes, Ayanuma was like, we want to make Wind Waker, and here's the concept. And Miyamoto was like, no. So there's more to the story I didn't tell y'all. You ready? So they pitched Wind Waker, and Miyamoto was like, no. And you want to know how they managed to convince Miyamoto to make Wind Waker? You guys ready for this? They said, go make Majora's Mask. He said, you know what? You're allowed to make Wind Waker if you can pump Majora's Mask out in a year. And this is why Majora's Mask's turnover was only a year. They crunch timed Majora's Mask into existence. It only took 1 year of development because they used the assets of Ocarina. And this was all because Miyamoto lit a fire under their butt and said, you're allowed to do the Wind Waker project if you pump out Majora's Mask in the shortest amount of time possible. And that's why we have Majora's. So Majora's Mask was strangely a product of a deal between Ayanuma and Miyamoto. And they said, you can do Wind Waker Toon Link if you make Majora's. So we got Majora's, we got Wind Waker. Everyone hated Wind Waker. We got Twilight Princess because everyone hated Wind Waker, which wasn't the worst deal. We do love Twilight in this house. And then eventually got Phantom Hourglass. So I learned all this from Did You Know Gaming, and they read like old interviews from like Japanese magazines and stuff, and like, so I don't have like facts for you, but these are all stories that have been told from Did You Know Gaming and from like old interviews and magazines and stuff. So yeah, like just throwing that out there, like some of this might not be fact. A lot of it's like stories and like translations and stuff of how that whole era went down. And like, there's like little glimpses, you know, there's like little glimpses of, oh, well, Miyamoto said this, and then, oh, this happened here. And yeah. Yo, we'll see you, Dr. Peppy, if we don't make it back. Yo, what's up, Beverly Krupp, by the way? I missed you pop in there on YouTube. All right, enough pets. Sorry, Midna. I got stuff to do. All right, cool. I don't feel like doing any more Treacherous Tower, unfortunately. I'm just going straight into the castle. So let's tinkle and let's go. And then maybe, depending on after we're done with this, we might go back and see if we can grind out Treacherous Tower for funsies. But I don't feel like doing a fight rush right now. I'll be real. I'm not the biggest fan of combat in. I'm not the biggest fan of combat in A Link to the Past because I suck at it, and that translates to this game. I think I just suck at it. All right, sick. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a tinkle and then we're gonna go into the Lorule Castle. I'll be right back. Hey, yeah, I'm so bad at. All right. Yeah, I'm so bad at the combat in these games. I'll admit it. Like, if you watch any of the randomizers I used to do with Slope, I was always dying 1,000 times, and that dude would barely die. That's when I realized that I'm just really bad at combat in these old games. I'm just really bad. What up, Kenzie? How you doing, baby? All right. Can you hear me, hero of Hyrule? You have arrived just in time, for Yuga has escaped my bonds, and his minions are loose in Lorule Castle. Give me a moment while I remove the barrier that protects my castle, then make haste, Link. Want a guide for Treacherous Tower? Give it to you right here. Yeah, sure. I might go back to it later. We'll see how I feel. I'm unfortunately just a little bit out of sorts. I'm a little tired, so I'm just... I thought I would be up for the Treacherous Tower challenge, but not so much. Dude, the music as soon as you walk in, dude, this is so epic. And this looks like original Turtle Rock. This looks and feels like original Turtle Rock. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, what a final dungeon. It's nothing like going through Hyrule Castle. Very, very different. Oh, okay, this is similar. This is similar. Cool. What, you can throw that far? Get out of here. I didn't realize I still had bombs equipped. Do that, unless we need our torch. Can I do some yoga today? Good to see you, Euphoria. How you been recently, Euphoria? Haven't had a chance to catch up with you. I hope life's been treating you all right. Take that. Take that. How long has it been since you switched to Link Between Worlds? We switched it around 10:30 a.m. About 2.5 hours. Ow. Surely that wasn't just for 20 rupees. Okay, here we go. Sounds like it was. What a thing to be in a chest at the end of the game. 20 rupees, thanks. Oh, no, I didn't want to fall down with it. No. Nice. Do. With all the Mamais first, upgraded Tornado Rod. In your primary slot preferred ranged second slot, I recommend the fire rod. So tornado rod, fire rod. Then you want blue potions for full heals, and you want to lead with the tornado rod and then charge a spin attack with your current sword. It one-shots almost all enemies. Wow. That's sick. I love hearing about those types of strategies. That's sick. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Nice. They're dropping a lot of horns and stuff. They want to be able to let you like make potions if you need. Nice. We got to warp up here. Yeah, lots of monster parts because they know that you're going to need potions. Wow. They're telling me what I need to go into this room. Is this just a big boss rush? This is cool. Oh, I forgot how this dungeon works. This is sick, dude. Wait a second. It's not a boss rush. It's just like puzzles. Like this is like a... So you're going to need to use bombs to get through this puzzle. This is so cool. I knew that was going to happen. Because you move so slow when you pick up bombs. What? How'd the burger respawn? Freaking enemy respawns? Get that trash out. I think he came from somewhere else. Yeah, we talked about the Hasbro toys this morning. Isn't that pretty neat? I was saying to the chat, like, expect a lot more of that because they're ramping up the marketing engine for the Zelda movie. Remember, Zelda movie means Zelda merch, means Zelda toys, means Zeldas. You know, like we're at that point. Like, I think we all kind of forgot. Like, it's pretty exciting. It's like, oh, wait a second. We're going to start seeing all sorts of crazy Zelda content. Like, yeah, it's going to be rad. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. We are as Zelda fans, we are eating as Zelda fans. Like, we are at that time finally Zelda's being like full on acknowledged in like the modern era. That's the crazy part, because Zelda was acknowledged in the past. That's the crazy part. It was. Like, it was actually very acknowledged in the past. You know, it had a TV show, a cartoon, everything. But, and then it just like kind of fell off, and like, I feel like Nintendo started ignoring it. Bum, 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 bum. So what do I need this for? Uh-oh. Do, 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 do. What? We gotta be careful about that. No, I knew it was gonna happen. Ah, oh well. We were so close. We are so close. I knew. I'm like, I'm like, I'm getting a little too dicey with these bombs, and my bombs are just too big of explosions. It's obnoxious. Just watched the VOD of you playing Paralyzed. Ooh, I'm glad you found the VOD. It was all the enemies that got me in the end. I was trying to kill them as I go, but it's all right. I love how the bomb hops. Ah!
H to Cheryl, H to Cheryl, H to Cheryl.
Really enjoyed watching you playing it. Yeah, we might do some more Paralives. I'm kind of waiting for some more updates, but it was fun. Super happy to hear that you enjoyed that playthrough. Sick. I think that they're going to slide the Excuse Me Princess into the Zelda movie. It's going to be very casual. It's not going to be emphasized. It's going to be really casual. It's going to be like, well, excuse me, princess. You know what I mean? Like, that it's going to be like, well, excuse me, princess. You know, like, it's going to be like really lighthearted. And it's just going to be like a little Easter egg. It's just like, well, excuse me, princess. You know, like, it's not going to be emphasized. It's going to be super quick. And it's going to scoot right past it type vibe. Like, and then everyone in the theater will be like, oh, he said the thing. Yo, speaking of, oh, we got a 30-month primer from Cushy Bear. He said the thing. It'll be the new chicken jockey. Oh, chicken jockey! No, man, I'm gonna go further back, Cozy. It's gonna be like Pee Wee Herman and the word of the day. This is so cool. This is such a cool area. This is so cool. This game is so good. This is so cool. I'm so lost. So there used to be this old Pee Wee Herman show, and on every episode or whatever, there would be a secret word of the day that they wouldn't tell the guest. So during the random conversation, like, so at the beginning of the episode or whatever, they would be like, okay, everybody, today's secret word is broom. So if you hear broom, freak out, but don't tell him, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, they would invite the guest and like they would be having a conversation and the guest would be like, oh, you know, so I went and bought a new broom yesterday. And then everyone, including P, would be like, ah! And then they wouldn't tell the guest. They'd be like, huh? And then they'd be like, what's going on, Pee Wee? Like, are you excited about my broom? Everyone would go nuts because they said the word of the day. So that's what we're talking about. It's like a super old school thing, dude. You didn't miss too much. I think this is where I want to be. No, that's not where I wanted to be. Not at all. Was I supposed to keep going? I think I was supposed to keep going, actually. No, we're good. We're good. That was just... There was just nothing there, I don't think. So what do you guys think? I do a pretty good Pee Wee Herman, huh? Obviously they wanted me to go up. Why am I questioning myself? Like, obviously they wanted me to go up. Oh, okay, here we go. I was about to say, I'm like, obviously I'm going up here, but like, why? What's up, Dark Link? It's going well. We're just yapping, playing some Zelda in the low rule dungeon here. How are you? This is cool. This is a super cool puzzle. I like this a lot. This is really neat. Am I going too fast? Maybe I don't have to go into the wall. Yeah. I need to be like a little faster there. I think going into the wall is what I need to do. Yeah, okay. I think I see what I need to do. Oh, I got it. I barely just got it. Nice. That was actually so cheesy because I fell into the lava, and that's the only reason I got that. Beautiful. We love a little cheese. I wish Twitch would let you edit your comments. I know, man. All right, we got the key. We're here. We caught the key. Trying to see where I'm using the key. Someone go to the movies. It was an adult theater, though. Yeah, which is still weird. Doesn't make it less weird, but at least it's like not crazy weird. Glad you're liking the game. Yeah, thank you. It's a beautiful game. Weird boss fight. Okay, I thought you were gonna stop at some point. Oh, and you're bouncy, dude? Okay. They really do kind of give you the freedom to do this stuff however you want in this game. Like the fact that I can just sit here with my bow and like fight this boss. You know, like otherwise you could like opt to like actually fight it. You know what I mean? Like this, isn't that so neat? Like you can do whatever you want in this game in a lot of ways. My Mario Party win was so chaotic. That's what I heard. I heard it was by the hair of your chinny chin chin. All right, going up. Used to love Pee Wee Herman. I haven't watched him in years. But I actually didn't grow up watching Pee Wee Herman. Not at all. It just wasn't a thing my family was hip to. Yeah. Which is kind of sad. I bet you I would have enjoyed it. What would have been what else was out around the Pee Wee Herman era that I was watching instead? Like, I guess Barney? Like, I don't know. Like, what other real life kid shows were out around that time? Like, what else was I watching? I was obviously watching something. The freaking hands suck. Mr. Rogers? When was Full House? Yeah, maybe it was like Full House. I was definitely doing something else. What am I doing here? Hook shot. Hook shot it is. These walls are hook shottable. Hook shot it is. Hook shot it is. Hook shot it is. Will you stop? Will you stop going after me as soon as this freaking thing comes back? You absolutely terrible hand, you. Home Improvement. Yeah, the hand makes me uncomfortable as well. Yeah, you and me both, dude. Good to see you, Meg Petrowski. Pee-wee's maybe a few years before your time. I think it was, right? So you needed to have a household, like parents that were interested in it for you to get hip to it. That's how I feel. I feel like if you didn't have parents that were like interested in Pee Wee Herman, then you might not have experienced Pee Wee Herman because at my age, right? Yeah, because it was a little bit out of my time, right? So at that point, like, it would have been like a parents introducing it to their kids kind of vibe. Where am I taking this? I don't think I'm taking this anywhere yet. I think I need to activate another switch or something. Oh, nice. They trained me for this in the water temple. They trained me for this in the water temple. Or sorry, the Skull Woods. They're very forgiving in this game, which I kind of appreciate. I like a hard Zelda game, but this game is like forgiving where it matters, you know, like they're not like terribly punishing. Like they could have made this section so much more punishing if they wanted to, but like they gave you like all these little windows where you could just stand still and it's not that big of a deal. Like they could have made this so much more rude. Yeah, you had to have the hand press one of them. That was cool. You had to have the hand press one of them there. That was cool. All right, I have to wait here. That was neat. I like that. That was cool. My coloring in game is blue, so you get a blue tunic in this game that increases your defense. Some Zelda games will even have a red tunic that increases your attack. As far as 2D Zeldas go, you can get that. I shouldn't have killed the hand though. Now I have to sit here and wait. Now I have to sit here and wait here. All right, now we have the slow return. The slow walk back. Do 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 do. The slow walk back here. I'm just gonna wait for the hand to slap down. Dun, 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 dun. All right, hide in the corner here. Red clothing. Yeah, I usually don't want to know stuff, but I don't mind. I've played this game before, so I'll always make sure to let you guys know if I really don't want, like, information. So don't worry at all. You're okay. No, I looked away. They got me. Yeah, I'll always make sure I let you guys know. That's my job as the streamer, to let my chat room know, like, my expectations. Like, that's my job. I'll definitely let you know if I'm ever, like, super anti-spoiler about stuff. No problem at all. Yeah, since I've played this game before, I'm not actually too stressed at all about it. What are they expecting me to do with this? I really... Am I hook-shotting it? I think I'm hook-shotting it from the other side. I think I'm hook-shotting it. Dun, 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 dun. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm so happy the hand didn't take me back to the front of the dungeon. It only took me back to the front room here. Like, that would have sucked so much. Having to walk through the dungeon again, dude. Bum, 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 bum. Get me out of here. I hate this hand. Ugh. All right, what do we got here? Okay. Imagine if not having the final upgrade for the sword here, these guys would take 3 hits each. Pretty sure. Having the sword upgrade is so nice. And then knowing that we are going to get a red tunic. I wonder, does the red tunic combine the blue tunic with the red tunic? Like, do you get plus attack and plus defense? That would be something this game would do. I could picture that. Hand reminds me of Smash Bros. Yeah. Master Hand. My buddies and I were talking about the game Glover at some point. And I was trying to explain Glover to somebody. Anybody here, like, ever play Glover? We were trying to explain what the game Glover is like to somebody. And it was, like, so hard to explain. We're like, yeah, you're kind of this, like, hand... and you have a ball, and you, like, play with the ball as the hand. Like, it's like... like... And somebody was like, oh, the hand from Glover reminds me of Smash Brothers. But I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it is, like, straight. Same glove. It was a Fever Dream game? Yeah, dude. How are you, Strawberry? Good to see you. Definitely a Fever Dream game. This is so cool. They're making me walk the path in darkness. That's so cool. So they make me, like, see the path. Right? I have to, like, see the path. I have to, like, look for the path. Right? And then I have to turn the lights on, walk in darkness. This is cool. What a good way. Dude, they thought so hard about these dungeons and, like, how to make these concepts modern. Like, a lot of these concepts were in A Link to the Past. They weren't modernized, though, right? I knew that was going to happen. I knew they were playing me there. I knew it. Very thin walkway. Very, very thin walkway here. Got it. They were also a lot harder. Oh yeah, dude. The original concepts of these dungeons were... Link to the Past is a brutal game. I think so. I think Link to the Past is a very brutal game. It's a hard game to play. You gotta have a lot of patience. Okay, this is gonna be weird. No way. They're making me fight this dude with fake walls. This is kind of cool. All right. Like, this is such a neat way to make these chain guys, like, relevant. It feels like I got him in the corner or something. Feels like I got homie in the corner. He can't get out. Yo, we got a balloon in the Twitch chat. When you think of something, do you think of an image or is there no image? I think of an image. Yeah, not everyone can do that, but I have a brain that can picture things. Yeah. I can see images of things when I think about them. Like, not everyone can do that. Like, can you close your eyes and see an apple right now, chat? Can you close your eyes and can you picture an apple? Not everyone can do that. Now I can go as far as closing my eyes, picturing an apple. I can picture myself biting the apple. I can picture the juice popping out of the apple as I bite it. I can picture the stem. I can picture every detail of the apple. I can pretend that there's bruises on it. Now I'm picturing it without skin on it. Now I'm picturing it cut up in front of me with peanut butter on it. I can see all those details. Not everyone can do that. It's pretty crazy. Stop! I hate you! Does Boomerang still stun? We haven't used Boomerang in this game at all. Let's use Boomerang. Nice. Back to our Boomerang ways. Back to our Boomerang ways. It goes back to Zelda, dude. It goes back to the Zelda's room. No way. Oh, dude, that's so crazy. That's so creepy, dude. Oh, it's Zelda's room, but in low rule. Oh my gosh. That's so cool, man. I got chills walking in there. You scumbags. You scumbags, you're teasing me, dude. You scum lords, you're teasing me. You scum lords. Can I? Yes, I can lean the camera back. I knew that. I'm like, can't I lean the camera down? This is what I want from my Zelda games. Like, you see that? Like, that's so cool. Like, what a cool idea for them to do there. So I'm like sitting here and I'm like, how are you expecting me to get across here, right? And it turns out I had to use the same brain that required me to get through one of these actual rooms. I had to turn the lights off. Like, dude, that's so tricky, right? Like, that's such a tricky thing for them to do. That's so cool. Like, that's so cool. Can I walk on these now? That's so cool. Like, that's such a tricky thing for them to do. Look at that. That's so tricky, dude. Oh, okay, so it's just all for defense. Damage is halved again. Cool. That's such a good idea. Like, that makes me so happy. That's such a good idea, man. That's so cool. You figured it out with the ice rod? All right, let's roll. We're red tuniced up. I still missed a chest in that dungeon, though. I think it was probably some rupees. My inner loot goblin is not happy about it, but... No, for some reason in this game, hook shots don't reach chest, don't work with chest. This is like the only Zelda in history where hook shots don't work on chest. Isn't that crazy? It bothers me. Yeah. You have done well to come so far, hero of Hyrule. I trust you now have the Triforce of Courage. Perhaps it's only fair that I share a story with you. It's the legend of how Lorule fell to its current condition. Long ago, Lorule possessed a sacred golden treasure. It could grant the wish of anyone who touched it. It was known as the Triforce in our world as it is in yours. Many sought to control the Triforce, plunging Lorule into endless war. Our kingdom was on the verge of ruin. My ancestors got rid of the Triforce to stop the war by destroying it. Utterly and absolutely. It was done with good intentions, but it had disastrous consequences. The Triforce was the foundation of our world, and without it, our kingdom crumbled. Chaos has since reigned in Lorule. We need a Triforce, so imagine my surprise when I learned of the existence of another one. Yours. A Triforce based on such virtues as power, wisdom, and courage. To that end, I have guided your destiny, hero of Hyrule. As the Princess of Lorule, it is my duty to save my kingdom, so I know you'll understand when I say, I must have your Triforce of Courage! It's a little bit of a twist! It's a little bit of a twist! Yuga, I command you, seize the Triforce of Courage from him. Lorule shall be reborn. I'll tell you, the first time I played this game, I did not expect to have to do that this was going to happen. Anybody else? The first time I did not expect that they were gonna do this, right? I was like, what? The warps begin. Classic A Link to the Past canon. The warps begin. The warps begin. The warps begin. Classic A Link to the Past, baby. This fight's just getting started, chat. This fight's just getting started. This is the end of a Zelda game, dude. This fight's just getting started. I hate this part so much. I don't remember how to dodge that part at all, dude. That's like guaranteed damage for him because I don't know how to dodge this. Okay, I dodged it there. Okay, I just gotta make sure I'm not near him. Okay, we're doing pretty good, actually. Dodging that attack. Dude, the first time I played this game, I was so shocked that she turned out to be bad. But I kind of understood that there was something freaky going on. But like, I was not expecting her to turn bad, dude. But you can kind of tell there's something freaky happening, you know? Okay, unfortunate. Sometimes you're just on the wrong side of him. Sometimes you're just on the wrong side of him and you can't hit him because his spear is so powerful. Sometimes position is just, you're just unlucky. Nice, we got 3 hits there. 1 hit. Yo, thanks for the biddies, by the way, Gunblade. All right, round 1 done. We're not done yet, though, chat. Give me your Triforce of Power, Yuga. We mustn't be defeated. If we are, Lorule will be lost forever. Come now, obey me. Give it to me at once. My dear, sweet, deluded Hilda. What care have I to save your crumbling kingdom? It's no better than that hideous Hyrule. When the Triforce is mine, I plan to remake Lorule in my image. Now you, my dark beauty, must serve your purpose. I can hardly decide which of my princess portraits is prettier. But I do know which of you foolish royal girls has what I need, and now it will be mine. Oh, shit. Think this is the final form? I think this game has 2 forms here. Here we go, man. I'm scared. I shall soon take my rightful place among the gods, and then the beauty of destruction will rain down upon this world. Let's go. Time to step up, courage. Now I'll be taking that last piece of the Triforce from you, worm. How far you've wriggled, but at last you know your true destiny to give me what's mine. You talk a lot. All right, let's watch this fight for a second. All right. What am I doing? Hear me, Link. It is I, Princess Zelda. Your current weapons will be useless while Yuga is a painting. So I bestow upon you, my hero, one more gift, the light arrows. Yeah? Am I remembering correctly? And we have to light arrow the wall. Yeah, I'm remembering. It's been a year. It's been about 5 or 6 years. You got the bow of light. It's light banishes evil. You can use it only when you're a painting. Okay. This bow is imbued with the light of the Triforce and can be fired only while you're merged into a wall. Yuga cannot escape its radiance, not even in painted form. Now, for the sake of our worlds, let fly these arrows, and may your aim be true. Hold on. I'm gonna go grab myself. I'm gonna grab myself a little potion, little power-up potion. All right, and then for now, we'll switch back to our regular... It doesn't matter. I don't think we need our regular bow. I should just put my other potion here. All right, let's go. Oh, wow. You can do that? Okay. Punk. Oh, I have to get it from the back, I guess? Got him. Dang it. At least I got to swing my sword a little bit. I was hoping to do more damage to him. I was hoping my potion gave me more damage, but I don't think it's going to work with the light arrows. Okay, this sucks. I got to stop taking damage with these. Okay, round 2. All right, painting. I've been saving that potion all game. What? You freak? I was saving that potion all game. I don't know. I don't know if it did anything. All right, we gotta avoid this. Ow. Okay, we got too close to the wall. Bad, 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 bad. Ow, ow, ow. Can I pull my shield out for this? No, you can't. Okay. Okay, this sucks. There's got to be a better way to dodge that. I can't be taking all that damage. The double! Can I use my bottle like I can in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? Can I use my bottle, dude? Are you gonna do something? Okay. All right, there's something here we have to do that I don't know. At least we're not like taking a bunch of damage or something. Oh, you have to go all the way around the back. Yeah. This tricked me up the first time I played this too. Yeah, you have to go all the way around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That tripped me up the first time I played this too. I'm like, what do I do? I did that accidentally, by the way. I did that accidentally. That was just pure accident. Going to Zelda first. Are you kidding me? You think I care about your dead little princess? I'm going to my princess. I spit on her when I walked by. I kicked her. Shut up. What more can I do? So it was you who had me imprisoned in that painting, Princess Helga Pataki. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Obviously. All of a sudden, this just turned into an episode of Mean Girls. All of a sudden, this just turned into Mean Girls. Shut up, you slut. No, screw you. Please, Princess Hilda. No one understands the sacred duty a princess has to her people more than I. But you can't. You understand nothing. Your kingdom has been under the protection of your Triforce. But this isn't over. I must have it. Please, this has to stop. And here he comes. Finally, the Ravio reveal. It's Lonk. It's the opposite of Link. It's Bizarro World. It's Lonk. Link's like, what the frick? Who? Well, funny story there. Your hero and I have gotten to know each other pretty well. But not too long ago, I served Princess Hilda here in Lorule. So begging your pardon, Princess Zelda, but would you mind if I intervene here? Your Royal Highness, you vanish on me and now come crawling back. Why? Hilda says. Forgive me, Your Highness. I'm a coward at heart. There was no way that I had the courage to stand up to you and Yuga. But I was smart enough to go to Hyrule. I knew they'd have a hero who could help me. Another betrayal? This hero has proven useful to me, but you wanted him to defeat me? I'm sorry, my princess, but it was with the best of intentions. I wish the best for our kingdom, but by ruining Hyrule, you'd bring out the absolute worst in Lorule. You'd rather see Lorule crumble? It's not that simple. No, of course not. But there must be some other way. No! Don't you realize the reason your noble ancestors destroyed our Triforce was to stop such chaos? That's not what Look around you. This is exactly what happened with our Triforce. No. Oh, no. Princess Hilda, I just wanted to save you from all this. You, who've worried endlessly about the fate of Lorule. Please, Princess Hilda, let's do the right thing. Lorule may be doomed, but at least our kingdom won't be condemned for stealing their Triforce. You're right. Princess Zelda, I have been led astray, tempted by the power of your Triforce. But I swear, I did it for my people. Who cares? Lock her up into the dungeon! Nah, JK. Zelda's too cool for that. Please, Princess Hilda, there's no need to. No, please, let me finish. You are so fortunate to have a hero like Link. What courage he has displayed, that alone proves that Hyrule deserves its Triforce. Now, I will ensure that you leave this dark kingdom of mine safely, and with your Triforce. Please follow me. I know of a way that you can go home. Welcome to Lorule's Sacred Realm. Yuga discovered that there was a strange crack in this grim slate. Through it, we could sense that there was another world beyond ours, a place where the Triforce still existed. He and I devised a scheme that imperiled your kingdom, but I alone will set this right. Please now, if you will, give me your bracelet, Link. Okay. Classic strange crack. I should be able to use the last of its power to send the both of you home to Hyrule. It's been a pleasure, my friend. I got to meet a real, live, genuine hero. Ha! Who knows? Maybe some of your courage rubbed off on me. So thanks, Link. Just kidding. Now you guys are paintings, and the Triforce is theirs. And Link and Zelda were never seen again. Get wrecked. It's cool. You could go as far as thinking about some of the themes of this game as very modern, very heart-wrenching things, like how, like war and stuff, and how like it doesn't lead to more pain, and how like that's basically what happened here, right? You had a kingdom that felt like they had to attack another kingdom to preserve themselves. But in all reality, by doing that, they're just perpetuating the chaos and pain. And like, that's why war sucks. And that's never the answer, right? Like, so like in a weird way, if you really wanted to, you could get super deep into this and you could really like express the idea, like this game expresses the idea of how that war and the idea of like attacking another group of people for your own gain is never the solution. And there's always got to be a better way, even if it's something that you can't see in front of you. Can you hear me? Please open your eyes, Link. Yeah, the eye for an eye makes the world blind vibe, right? Oh, I'm so glad you're right. You're all right. Hey. And look, Link. This is almost a weird nod to Ocarina of Time and that place that we never got that was in like the files of the game. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Like this area with the Triforce is almost like a weird nod to like that place that they discovered in Ocarina with like the Triforce. No, never mind. That might have been like a fan-made thing that I'm thinking of. That might have been a fan-made thing where like some fans put together like this super cool like scene for Ocarina and Princess Zelda. Interesting. Sorry, I can't RP walk. Only you can do that. I'm not allowed to RP walk. How terribly sad for Princess Hilda to be driven to such desperation. Her kingdom was in such a sorry state. She and I aren't as different as she thought. I really do understand why she needed our Triforce. Thanks to your heroic efforts, our Triforce and Hyrule itself have been made whole again. There's just one thing left to do, Link. You restored the Triforce. Now just reach out and touch it. Whatever your wish, it will be granted. Yet after all that we've seen, do we not share the same wish? Yeah. This is my favorite part of the game because like, it's cool. It's cool. It's like a nice kind of cheesy way. I would say this is a cheesy way to wrap this game up, but I also think it's the coolest way because it shows that compassion wins. And compassion will always win. And that is like the theme of this game, essentially. Yep, that's right, Gunblade. The Ace modification one, yeah. Right, it shows that compassion and selflessness is the victor always. And that even in this moment, when they could have just wished for something super selfish, they wish to... It's cute that she starts crying. Aw. That's super cute. That got me there. Because when she starts crying, she realizes what happens. That's cute. This game's good, man. Criminally underrated. One of the best Zeldas ever made. Yeah, super cool. Super cool. They did a good job. Ba-boom, ba-ba-boom. Yeah, good stuff. GG's. Nice. Finally got a chance to play this game again, and now we have solid VODs preserved. And it's a 4-episode series. Nice. One extra episode than the last time we played it. And now we unlocked hero mode again, which means maybe we will go back and play hero mode in the future. And this time I'll try to save the save file because I lost it apparently. And then maybe we can do hero mode because I love hero mode in these games, but I didn't realize that hero mode had to be unlockable. And I lost my last save file from 5 years ago. So pretty cool to be able to maybe do hero mode. Imagine this game being the first Zelda you beat the emotions. Oh man, I could only imagine. This would be a beautiful first Zelda game to play. I would be hooked as a fan if this was the first I played. It's fun, it's engaging, it's not too difficult. The story is tear jerky. This game has everything when it comes to Zelda. It has exploration, it has collection, it has good combat, good dungeons, good bosses. It has everything. Like this would be a perfect first Zelda game to play, dude. Situation also makes me think of the nature of life on the planet. We live in an ecosystem where a lot of species are required to cause other species pain. Yeah, it's interesting. It does go as deep as the roots of nature in a lot of ways, right? And I guess the difference between like the species and stuff is a lot of it is like, as humans, we put ourselves on a pedestal and we believe that we have consciousness and that sets us apart from the animals. So according to humans, consciousness leads us to make decisions to destroy and create pain. Whereas animals don't make those decisions. They do it based off of instincts and based off of their internal wiring, their DNA. And that's the big difference, right? Is whereas humans allegedly have this consciousness where they decide to do this stuff. Whereas unfortunately, you're right. A lot of the species on this planet are kind of weirdly ingrained to go through that same process of like looping pain and stuff in a weird way, right? It is a really interesting thing. It almost makes me go it makes me want to go into a conversation that is also adjacent to this about just the nature of the tree of life and how we're actually all just the universe's way to know itself. We're all star stuff. So in some ways you can look at it as less about pain and more about the cycle and how the cycle is always feeding within itself, right? Like, so when it comes to species and animals and stuff, I feel like there's maybe like a lighthearted way to look at that, which would kind of go into like Carl Sagan's theories and just like how like we're all kind of connected at the end of the day. So we're all kind of one entity in a way. I don't know. Anyways, we can go pretty deep into that if we want. Yeah, somebody said it the other day. We were talking about how I think it was Green Lanyard. I think so. We were saying this would be like the perfect introduction Zelda, and I never considered it. Look at it. Ravio drew himself in. Look at that. Ravio drew himself into the picture. Look at that. Yeah, isn't that cool? Like, I think this game like would be like the perfect first Zelda game. I think Breath of the Wild's a really good first Zelda game, but I almost think this is better because this gives you a taste of tradition and of open world. So if this game were to come to the Switch as a remake, I would 100% default recommending this game as a first Zelda. I think you guys are right. Like, if they were to bring this to the Switch, right, and kind of open it up and stop making it be locked on the 3DS, then I would agree that this is like the best first Zelda to pursue. But because it's not on the Switch, it is kind of hard to say that because you would have to hunt down a 3DS to play it or emulate it. I agree with that. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears are like a little bit on the difficult side for the combat, and that could be a deterrent for sure. I do agree with that. 13 years old. Yeah, this game's 13 years old. And this game is a sequel to a game that was 20 years old. Yeah, wrap your noggin around that. This game came out in 2013, which was 20 years after A Link to the Past released for Super Nintendo. And A Link to the Past was the first game. So 20 years later, they created a sequel. And that was 13 years ago. Beautiful journey, man. And it makes me think that we're due for A Link to the Past remake. Or in the least, we're due for a port of this to the Switch. It's overdue. 13 years is a long time. Yeah, in fact, I would argue that this is one of the best examples in gaming of a game, of an individual game getting a sequel 20 years later. How often can you guys say that ever happens? Can anybody even think of a scenario where they created a sequel for a game 20 years later? I can't even think of one. Like, not talking a remake, I'm talking a direct sequel. Like, this game is technically a direct sequel to A Link to the Past, which is already rare enough in the Zelda universe as is. Right? You have Majora's, you have Phantom. So it's real interesting. I don't think there's many games out there that ever got a sequel 20 years later. Usually at that point, it's like, you know, just a new game. Like, I would argue Metroid 4 Beyond is close to that, right? When did Metroid Prime 3 come out? Technically, Metroid Prime 4 is a sequel, even though it shouldn't have been, because it just wasn't quite a Metroid Prime game. But that's like close. That's like a 10, 15 year gap, I think. Like, roughly. I think so. Dude, nice. Yeah, Prime 3 was 07. So yeah, Prime 4 was almost 20 years. It's like, what, 18, 17? Math. Isn't that kind of crazy? So yeah, there you go. There it is. Unfortunately, Prime 4 did not work out. I don't think it should have been a sequel. I think Prime 4 should have been its own game. That's just my opinion. Nice, we made it to 5 digits at least. We only died 3 times. We almost did a no-death run. Nice. Nice, GG's. Now you can play on hero mode. Enemies will be tougher. You can select this mode when you start a new file. Very nice, GG's. Do 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 bum ba ba bum ba 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 bum ba. All right, we are gonna get out of here. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I'm gonna call it there. One more time, I know I don't have to apologize, but y'all deserve that. I'm sorry that community game morning didn't work out for the majority of y'all. And I'll try to do maybe a run back here soon. But hey, community game night was a success. So that's all right. We made it happen. And we'll try to, I think we might just do a run back next week because I'm not going to be able to come back for community game night for 2 weeks anyways. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I'm not sure what the next Zelda is that we're going to play, y'all. But I can tell you right now that it's going to either be Zelda 2, Minish Cap, Spirit Tracks. It's going to either be Archipelago Multi-World. It's going to either be Oracle of Seasons or Ages, or it's going to be the A Link to the Past Goddess of Wisdom, or it's going to be Ocarina of Time 3DS, or it's going to be Zelda 1 Second Quest, or it's going to be freshly picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. However, I do actually know what it's going to be. We're going to do an Ocarina of Time randomizer, and I'm setting that up for maybe even as soon as tomorrow. If not, maybe this next week. Then we'll go to one of the games on the list. So I lied. We're doing an Ocarina rando for as a little bit of a breather, and then we're going to dive into one of those games on the list. So, all right, y'all, this is Highly in Descent signing off from another wonderful iRoll Gaming Group production. If I don't see y'all here tomorrow for the Sunday show, not even sure what we're doing. But if I don't see y'all here tomorrow, I'll see you when I see you, fam. Don't forget to game on. And of course, as always, peace. Wrap it up and on to the next episode. Peace. All right, all right, all right. We're out of here. No raid today. We're gonna fade today. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for jamming on A Link Between Worlds. A couple hours after the stream, I will be separating these VODs and kind of cleaning them up so that we can make sure that this playthrough is nice and intact and in the right playlist that it should be in and all that stuff. So if you want to go ahead and watch this full playthrough, if you missed it, if you missed an episode, you can find it on YouTube. I encourage you to go check out the playlist tab of my YouTube channel. It's where all the sauce really happens. The video tab's going to be a little messy. The live tab's going to be a little messy, but the playlist tab is home base for my VOD frog. So get in there and check it out. Join the Discord if you want access to the content archives. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. I really do appreciate y'all. It was a lot of fun, man. I seriously had a lot of fun playing this game, and I love it so much. I could sit here and play it again. It's so good, but I think it's best for us to move on. We do have a lot of Zelda to play, and I think I'm going to let y'all vote on the next official Zelda from the list. So after we do the Ocarina of Time stuff, would y'all be interested in that? Maybe we can vote and you can all choose what the next one is. That could be cool. That could be real cool. So we'll do the Ocarina stuff, and then y'all will decide what game we played next. And we got a hearty list of them here. So love y'all and appreciate y'all. I'm honored to be a part of your daily routines, and I'm certainly honored to have you as a part of mine. Thank you so much, y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. I might go play some Magic the Gathering. We'll see if that ends up working out today. So I'll let y'all know tomorrow. But until then, don't forget to game on again, baby. And of course, hit them cat jams. Peace.